Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Subha Kaul with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India has always been on the side of peace since the beginning of Ukraine conflict. Returns home after successful tour of two countries. Union Minister Raksha Khadse reaches Kathmandu to oversee return of the victims and survivors of Nepal bus accident. First reusable hybrid rocket of India Rumi-1 launched from Chennai. US approves sale of advanced anti-submarine warfare equipment worth over $52 million to India. And ace Indian cricketer Shikhar Dhawan announces retirement from international and domestic cricket. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has returned to Delhi this afternoon after a successful visit to Poland and Ukraine. During the visit, Prime Minister Modi and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky held a delegation-level meeting in Kyiv. During the meeting, the Prime Minister asserted that both Ukraine and Russia should sit together without wasting time to find ways to end the ongoing war. He added that India has been on the side of peace since the beginning of the conflict in February 2022.
हम बहुत ही कन्विक्शन के साथ युद्ध से दूर रहे हैं, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम तटस्थ थे, हम न्यूट्रल नहीं थे। हम पहले दिन से ही पक्षकार रहे हैं और हमारा पक्ष है शांति का। हम बुद्ध की धरती से आए, जहां युद्ध को कोई स्थान नहीं होता है।
Speaking to the media after the meeting, the Ukrainian president said that India can be a key influence in the global diplomatic efforts to end the war between his country and Russia.
A really very good meeting, and this historic one, and for us it's very important that the first prime minister from your very big country, and during all our independent history, so it's during last 33 years.
During the visit, 4 MOUs, including community development projects in Ukraine, drug control standards, cultural exchange and agriculture, were signed to bolster bilateral ties in various fields. Earlier, during his visit to Poland, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held talks with his Polish counterpart, Donald Tusk, in Warsaw. Both the leaders decided to upgrade the relationship to a strategic partnership. They also reaffirmed their commitment to deepening bilateral, regional and international cooperation for a more stable, prosperous and sustainable world. The two leaders also discussed important regional and global issues of mutual interest, including the conflicts in Ukraine and West Asia. An interstate coordination meeting of left-wing extremism, LWE, affected states is being held today in Raipur, the capital of Chhattisgarh. The meeting is chaired by Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah. Chief Secretaries and Directors General of Police from 7 LWE affected states, including Chhattisgarh, are attending the meeting. The Union Home Minister will review security and development initiatives in areas affected by left-wing extremism. In a message posted on the X platform, Mr. Shah stated that the central government, along with the BJP-led government in Chhattisgarh, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is committed to the complete eradication of Naxalism. Later today, Mr. Shah is scheduled to hold another meeting to further review security and development-related issues in Chhattisgarh's LWE-affected regions. The Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Mr. Sarbanand Sonowal, has said that his ministry is committed to strengthen seafarers' security, safety, welfare and development. Addressing senior officers and young cadets at the Maritime Training Institute, MTI Powai, yesterday, the minister highlighted government steps and initiatives in this direction. Mr. Sonowal said that his government envisions to take India in the top 10 maritime nations. He mentioned that India has been excelling in all the spheres of maritime trade, such as shipbuilding, ship repair, ship recycling, EXIM trade, coastal shipping and inland waterways. Communication Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has asked telecom service providers to take all necessary measures to ensure that citizens get good quality telecom services. Mr. Scindia held the second meeting with the recently constituted Stakeholders Advisory Committee on Telecom Service Providers in New Delhi yesterday. The primary focus of the initiative was to engage stakeholders to expand and shape the future of India's telecommunications ecosystem and foster inclusive and collaborative policy decision-making. Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports Raksha Khadse has reached Kathmandu, Nepal to oversee the return of the victims and survivors in a road mishap in Tanahu district of Nepal. According to the Embassy of India, Kathmandu, 27 Indians have lost their lives in the accident. In a social media post, Ms. Khadse said she discussed the rescue operation and further course of action at Tribhuvan International Airport, Kathmandu, with Indian Ambassador Naveen Srivastava and Joint Secretary of Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Nepal, Brigu Dhuana. The Youth Affairs and Sports Minister also visited Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital to see admitted people injured in the accident. 16 passengers were airlifted to Kathmandu for further treatment at the TU Teaching Hospital. Embassy of India in Kathmandu continues to be in constant touch with the local authorities and the hospital staff for treatment of the injured and earliest repatriation of the mortal remains of the deceased to India. The embassy has issued 24/7 emergency relief numbers, which are +977 98511 07021, +977 985131 6807, and +977 9749 833 292. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde also spoke to the Union Defence Ministry regarding the accident. Speaking to the media, Mr. Shinde said,
कल जो दुखद घटना हुई है काठमांडू में, उसके लिए मैंने केंद्र सरकार के रक्षा मंत्रालय से बात की है। खुद गृह मंत्री जी ने नोडल ऑफिसर अपॉइंट किया हुआ है सब लोगों के मदद के लिए। उनको गोरखपुर से लेके ये नासिक तक एयरफोर्स की फ्लाइट से पहुंचाने की व्यवस्था कर रहे हैं और जो घायल है उनका पूरा इलाज हो रहा है।
In Kolkata, Central Bureau of Investigation is conducting polygraph test on 7 persons, including the former principal of R.G. Kaur Medical College and Hospital Sandeep Ghosh. Polygraph test is also being conducted on 2 civic volunteers of Kolkata Police, including Sanjay Rai, the lone arrested person in the incident, and 4 doctors who were with the victim before the incident. The necessary approval for the polygraph test was given to CBI by Silada Court. Sanjay Rai was given 14 days jail custody yesterday by the same court. Meanwhile, the Special Investigation Team, SIT, has handed over the documents to the CBI as per the orders of Calcutta High Court. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our X handle @AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on Akashvani at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It will be the 113th episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of Akashvani and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be live streamed on the YouTube channels of the AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Akashvani will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. India's first reusable hybrid rocket Rumi-1 was launched from Chennai by Space Zone India in collaboration with the Martin Group. The rocket was launched using a mobile trajectory while carrying a payload of 50 picosatellites and 3 cube satellites. The sounding rocket flew at an altitude of about 35 kilometers and returned to Earth after conducting several experiments within seconds. Dr. M. Anadurai, former director of ISRO Space Center, who led the expedition, said that the rocket used a combination of liquid and solid fuel propellants to enhance efficiency and minimize operational costs.
This is the hybrid propellant. Even Indian Space Research Organization, even NASA, many people are concerned. Their starting system is concerned from the sounding rocket. This is more like that one only it is there for the altitude and this point of view. It will not go into a orbit. But notwithstanding that, this we have done last year, February, and this year also it has been done. And this year, the plan is to recover the whatever we launch and possibly reuse once again also.
Secretary, Ministry of Coal, Amrit Lal Meena, has emphasized the necessity of conducting 100% safety audits across all coal mines and reaffirmed the commitment to achieve zero accident fail-proof safety. Mr. Meena held a review meeting with Coal India Limited Chairman and CMDs of its subsidiaries companies to assess the safety status of coal companies in New Delhi yesterday. The United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken has approved a possible foreign military sale of anti-submarine warfare sonobuoys and related equipments to India at an estimated cost of $52.8 million for the multi-mission MH-60R Seahawk helicopters. The Defense Security Cooperation Agency delivered the required certification, notifying the U.S. Congress of this possible sale yesterday. A Biden administration's notification stated that this deal will support Washington's foreign policy and national security objectives by helping to strengthen the bilateral strategic relationship and improving the security of a major defense partner, India. It said India continues to be an important force for political stability, peace and economic progress in the Indo-Pacific and South Asia regions. The development came on a day Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and his American counterpart Lloyd Austin held wide-ranging talks at the Pentagon to deepen the bilateral relationship. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, has warned that delayed humanitarian pause in Gaza could face polio outbreak among children. Commissioner General of UNRWA emphasized on social media platform that bringing vaccines into Gaza and maintaining the cold chain is insufficient. On 16th of this month, the Palestinian Health Ministry reported that a 10-month-old child in Gaza tested positive for a vaccine-derived poliovirus strain. In Assam, the main accused in the rape of a minor girl at Dhing died early this morning. The incident occurred during a recreation of the crime scene at the wee hours today. The accused, Tafasul Islam, who had been arrested by police, managed to flee and jumped into the pond that led to his death. Police later recovered his body with the help of SDRF team. Our correspondent reports that the 3 persons were allegedly involved in the heinous crime at Dhing in Nagaon district that resulted in massive protest across the state. Police are trying to nab the remaining culprits. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma asserted that persons involved in the crime will not be spared. State DGP GP Singh and Minister Piyush Hazarika visited Dhing and ensured justice to the victim's family. One of India's finest white ball batsmen, Shikhar Dhawan, has announced retirement from all forms of international and domestic cricket. 38-year-old Dhawan shared an emotional retirement video on his social media and thanked his family, coach and team members for support.
I'm announcing my retirement from international and domestic cricket. और अब जब मैं अपनी क्रिकेट जर्नी को अलविदा कह रहा हूं, तो मेरे दिल में एक सुकून है कि मैं अपने देश के लिए बहुत खेला और मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूं बीसीसीआई डीडीसीए का जिन्होंने मुझे मौका दिया और मेरे सारे फैंस का जिन्होंने मुझे इतना प्यार दिया.
The left-handed batter appeared in 37 tests, 167 ODIs and 68 T20 internationals for Team India. At the ongoing Under-17 World Wrestling Championships in Amman, Jordan, Indian women extended their dominance to win its first ever team title with a total of 8 medals. In a remarkable achievement, Velayandum Srinivasulu, a distinguished artisan from Srikalahasti, Tirupati district of Andhra Pradesh, has been selected to represent India on the global stage. He will showcase the exquisite Kalamkari art at the closing ceremony of the Paris Paralympics scheduled from 5th to 9th September. 5 artisans from across the country have been chosen to present their art forms at this international event. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India has always been on the side of peace since the beginning of Ukraine conflict. Returns home after successful tour of 2 countries. Union Minister Raksha Khadse reaches Kathmandu to oversee return of the victims and survivors of Nepal bus accident. First reusable hybrid rocket of India, Rumi-1, launched from Chennai. US approves sale of advanced anti-submarine warfare equipment worth over $52 million to India. And ace Indian cricketer Shikhar Dhawan announces retirement from international and domestic cricket. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.